I wonder if YouTubers do that, where they do like their little makeup and shit before they like do their shit. Let's see if I should do that. They'll get to see me while I get ready for this shit. Fuck it up. Anywho, okay, so this is now chapter 2, number 2, and this time I will just be discussing, I don't know, me just being like, I'm trying to like think about things that like I can't recall and use that as like the beginning chapters, but kind of use that as like the building block kind of shit to what I'm further gonna discuss later on. You know, like introductions to people and shit like that. So I guess let me just start off by discussing why I'm named the way that I am. Ooh, that sounds kind of stupid, but my name, obviously, unless some of you don't know because y'all don't stalk my Instagram like that, I really want to fix this lighting. But yeah. Oh, I like this. This is fine. But my name is Emmanuel. For those of y'all who don't know, my name means God is with us. So the reason that I'm named... Shut the fuck up. So the reason that I am named Emmanuel is because when I was, is it conceived? Is that the word? When I was in my mama's womb, homegirl did not plan me. I was a fucking mistake for them. I'm just kidding. Oh my god. But yeah, I wasn't even planned. My mom one day went to the doctors and they said, congratulations, you're fucking pregnant. My mom was there, baffled, buffooned, gooped and gagged. She was like, the fuck is going on here? Come to find out that, yeah, I was pregnant, but at that time, homegirl was going through chemotherapy after my sister's pregnancy. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. I just had some, like, vegan chicken tenders, so that's why I'm burping. Ooh, look at, you can see this is so fucking disgusting. I apologize for how this video is gonna look, but I don't give a fuck. But yeah, homegirl was going through chemo, so they had told her, like, before that, you're not supposed to get pregnant. Homegirl got pregnant. I don't know what my mom was thinking, what my dad was thinking too, because it was both of them. Both of them knew what the fuck was going on. So anyways, come to find out she's pregnant, and she was kind of like nervous because they were telling her like, yo, your child could be born with a disability, or if anything, they could pass away once they're born. And my mom was over here like I have no way of really knowing how she felt other than like asking and like seeing her reaction. But like for a mother to have to hear, I would assume, because I can't ever be a mom. I could be a dad, but it's not the same thing. But yeah, homegirl having to go through that experience of being told that her child could possibly pass away is just heartbreaking. And something else that was heartbreaking for her is the fact that like my sister was already going through her complications, and she's all like, if I have another kid, like it's pretty hard. And there were some things that she was going through that I will later on discuss in later chapters, but not this one. So if I don't discuss it, I forgot because I'm stupid. But yeah, homegirl was just like, my daughter is already going through her complications, and if I were to have a son that's similar, that'd be very hard and everything like that. So my mom eventually, like, she had been asked by a couple of people, I won't name who, as to whether or not she was gonna keep me. And for her, it was just like, of course, like, I'm gonna keep my child. So she one day went to churches. She went to church, and the father, the priest, the person who speaks was over here discussing about different names and shit like that. I shouldn't say shit like that. Ooh, perdóname. Ooh. And the father just pretty much was over here talking about different names, and one of the names that he said was Emmanuel, and he said Emmanuel means God is with us. So my mom was over here like, oh wow, like this is a very like beautiful name in terms of the meaning of it. So and she said if I were to have a child and it were a boy, and if it is a boy, I'm gonna name him Emmanuel. Come to find out, this ugly motherfucker popped out, and my name became Emmanuel. I don't have a middle name because my parents don't like me. I want a middle name. My brother has one, my sister has one, but my mom was over here talking about your name already long enough, and I'm just all like, I don't give a fuck. I wish I had a middle name, but you know what? I'm fine with how it is. But anyways, I touched like backpedaling and shit. I discussed about my sister having complications, and so my sister, she was born. Right now I'm discussing like me born to like the age of like 5, 6, so like kindergarten-ish kind of time. I think. How old are you supposed to be in kindergarten? Like 5, 6? Yeah, that age or whatever. And my sister was born before me. That's why she's my older sister, obviously. She was born in February. I'm born in January. Homegirl, 2 weeks after her birth, got liquid in her brain, and that caused all types of complications in her health. She became disabled, kind of like born with like Down syndrome and everything like that, and so like that just like took a toll and everything on my mom and everything like that, on my sister as well. And so my sister would just later on just be in and out of the hospital. She had to get a breathing tube in her neck because her throat was closing up. Then that led to my sister having a feeding tube and everything like that, oxygen tanks, suctions to suction mucus, medication, because my sister would also get like seizures and stuff like that. So it was just like all adding up and everything like that. And so during this time, it would just bridge on over into when I'm born and everything like that. And so I unfortunately had to suffer the consequences of my parents not being there, because I had to focus on my sister going through her issues in and out of the hospital constantly. And when my sister would what the? Sorry, but I should do one of those like vocal exercises, you know, before I speak, the ones where they go ma, just to like loosen my mouth. There are other ways I can loosen my mouth, but we're not gonna talk about those ways. Disgusting. Okay, because this was a serious topic. I'm over here talking about some nasty ass shit. So I forgot where the fuck I was in this story. It bridged over to me. So my sister would mainly get sick around like winter time. So that's like December, January, February. And that was around Christmas time. That was around my birthday. That was around her birthday. So unfortunately, that was around my mom's birthday too. Unfortunately, like all of us like spent like our time at the hospital. And basically my hospital became one of like my second, third home. And so I say second or third because growing up, my mom would be at the hospital day and night, every day. She'd come home like a few hours every once in a while to see me. Ooh, you scared the shit out of me. Oh, did you see? Look at this is my roommate. Did you see my post on Instagram?
Which one?
My story talking about how I'm gonna do like chapters and shit on my life.
Vlog?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing that right now.
Are you filming?
Yeah. You're gonna be part of the video now. I'm just gonna post them how they are.
No, I'm gonna jump over.
Well, you already passed by. All this that's going on right now, you're just gonna be part of the video.
No one's seen my face.
But they seen your body.
It's not much. It's not much to see.
Okay, anyways, back to my story because the thing that I don't want it to be is very like edited and shit like that. I'd rather be like in the moment, raw kind of shit. You get me?
Yeah.
If I start crying and everything.
Okay. Maybe I'm gonna.
I'm not gonna start
I'm
crying.
gonna talk on the phone. I'll talk outside.
We can talk on the phone. You can walk back. You're gonna be seen. Oh wow, you're not seen. This is like you know how like they do bloopers for movies and shit like that?
Yeah.
This is basically
The entire
it.
video is one blooper.
This entire video is gonna be me cursing and bloopers and shit.
Have fun.
Thank you. Back to the fucking video. So let me see, what was I discussing? What was I thinking? So yeah, unfortunately, like I would suffer not having my parents around because my dad would work like in the afternoon, so I'd be back from school and he'd already be gone. My mom would be out here at the hospital day in and day out. She'd come for a few hours to visit me and shit like that, but then or she'd come back just to get like a new pair of clothes and stuff like that, and it just kind of sucked, you know, you get me, like. And they try to make it up by like buying me stuff, taking me out, like being very materialistic and try to build this false little like happiness for me. And I sat down with my mom before and I'm just all like, homegirl, like I appreciate. So my phone died, so we're starting up again. But anyways, let me go back to what I was saying. I really do appreciate, I did tell my mom like I appreciate the shit that y'all did, but at the same time it was very false because I felt like they were just trying to cover up them not being there. And I kind of told her like I feel like I was able to, at least I was able to adapt to not having them, and then eventually like being able to like grow up with my childhood, because I'd go to school, I'd be around my cousins, because my cousins were the ones who I'd end up being with when I couldn't be with my parents. Like, I can't be home alone and shit like that. And they didn't want to take me to the hospital, especially because I couldn't be around my sister. I couldn't be around any other patients because I was still young, and I could possibly get sick or those kinds of things. Like, the stuff that my sister had was very, like, contagious for children, at least, and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just, it was just crazy, you know? And I did tell my mom, like, it did help me kind of grow, and I was able to adapt quicker than necessary, to just being used to, like, okay, ambulance is here. Like, I would eventually, like, growing up, I would eventually be the one that's like, 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, my sister here, we need to call an ambulance, such and such thing is happening, because sometimes we would, like, it would just get crazy. Growing up too, we'd also have nurses. So we'd have a day nurse and a night nurse, and that nurse would come from like 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Then the second nurse would come from 3 to 11. So I grew up having nurses, and that's how I was able to learn English, through my cousins and through the nurses and through school. But the nurse, like, when I'd come home, it's not like my parents could help me learn English. I had to like learn on my own, and then learn from the nurses whenever they saw me, because they were like, this little peanut kind of ugly little child thing is over here like and they were like, we might as well, like, there was like that little sympathy kind of factor, I feel like there was. And yeah, and then I feel like that's the same with my cousins. But like my two cousins who I grew up with the most, like my cousin Crystal and Alex is a few months older than me, and Crystal's like a few years older than me. Like, both of them, we were like the three fucking tears together and everything like that. So I think that's something that's just really amazing, is just like how well off I was, even though my parents weren't there, even though my cousins were involved in like the streets, the gangs and shit like that of like Long Beach. They still kept me away from those kinds of things. Like, I still watch Cops, Grand Theft Auto, The Simpsons, even though my parents said not to, especially my mom. Like, I still like, it was a well environment. was a good environment. Yeah, I was well off thanks to them, and I really do appreciate, because it may put it together. I'm fine, you know. Like I'm not crazy, or I'm crazy, but not like crazy. So I really appreciate just like my my close family for really helping me and everything like that. And my parents, like, I would have gotten more mad at them if they had tried to spend more time with me, than they already did, because I'm like, y'all need to be there for my sister. You get me? My sister was basically like at her deathbed at times, and it's all like they needed, she needed them more than I could ever need them. You get me? So that's why I was kind of like, it's whatever. You get me? I would end up going to the hospital, and the nurse would be like, "Oh my gosh, Emmanuel!" Like that's how frequent my sister would go, to the point that they knew who I was. They'd be like, "Lorena's back." Yeah, Lorena's back. What is it this time? Oh, such and such thing. And they're like, "Oh, okay." And my sister would especially really get sick around like winter time. So that winter time was like my birthday, her birthday, my mom's birthday. I think I already said this in the other video. I don't remember. I paused because my phone fucking died. That's my fault. But yeah, so that birthdays, Christmases, shit like that was all spent at the hospital, or if not, it was brushed off to a certain extent until another time. And so that kind of like, that sucked, but because I don't recall it, I can't really remember. I did have a birthday at Chuck E. Cheese, but that was in like 2nd grade or 1st grade, so that was when I was like 6. So I was fine then. But yeah, overall, I was a weird child though. I was a fucking weirdo. I used to stand by the window because the windows at my house used to be lower. I used to stand at the window making animal noises. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'd stand there and I'd start crowing. Is that what the fuck it's called? Like, oh, like the crows that were outside. Or I'd start making elephant noises, dog noises, horses. I really wanted a horse. And I would dream about riding a horse to fucking school. And everyone was fucking jealous and they wanted to be my friend. And I was all like, bitch, not me and my horse. But something, a funny story about me as a kid, as a baby. So my mom was sleeping. I was right there by her and everything like that. She used to sleep in not my sister's room. She used to sleep. No, I think it was my sister's room. I think it was. I don't remember the setup. But I apparently start crying in the middle of the night. She's over here like, oh, the baby's probably hungry or something like that. She can't find me. Homegirl can't find me. She's like, where's the baby? Where's Emmanuel? She starts yelling for my dad like, Erasmo, el chiquillo, yo no sé dónde está. Apparently, you know how on the bed, like the top, like there's some space. I apparently fell there, and I was just like under the bed. And my dad moves the bed, and they see that I'm there, and they're just all like, the baby. I was fine. I'm fine. I think I'm fine. I was fine. Look at me now. The fuck? So, I think that's pretty funny. Something else that happened, fucking funny as well. Apparently, my mom was busy doing some other shit. She was like, we were about to leave somewhere, so she tells my grandma, so my dad's mom, take care of the child while Erasmo y yo vamos a arreglar las cosas para que los podemos ir so that we can go. We're gonna like get the shit together. And so they used to live on Cherry. If you live in Long Beach, you should know where Cherry is. If you're not from Long Beach, Google this shit. And so I apparently escape, and I'm crawling away, crawling from all the issues, crawling from all the fucking drama. So I'm just crawling, and then apparently I fall like into the street, but I'm still crawling. There's someone across the street. There's a burger joint, and then there's a little Remember how there used to be telephone booths more often and they'd like be in service? So this guy's on the telephone booth. He see a little baby living their best lives, not giving a shit, taking shits because I'm a baby in a diaper. And then he like runs across and like saves my little life. And then like my parents and my grandma realize that I'm not there. And then they run out and then they see that I'm like covered in grease, all ugly and shit. Like, and they thank the guy. Like, I don't know what they did, but my dad said that like they really thanked the guy and they said, whatever you need, just let us know. We will give you whatever. He said, I just want a burger and I just want to get back home. Because I guess his car broke down and he was calling the little, what are they called? The things that the tow trucks was trying to call a tow truck and shit like that so they could get the car and like he could go. So my parents gave him money for that and yeah. So yeah, I think these stories are fucking funny. I'm not trying to like make it seem like my parents weren't attentive of me because they were. It was just those two instances that are funny because I'm just, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. These are the things that really come to mind during that time. Like I said, these are like the building blocks kind of stories, not the me getting lost and shit like that. But the serious shit. That's kind of gonna be building blocks towards like larger stuff that eventually happens later on. And yeah, like I don't know what else to really say for this chapter. This chapter's mainly like introducing my name, kind of like my small childhood, went to school, shit like that. Like it's just small little stuff, okay? So overall, I hope it all like later on eventually comes together. But this is, like I said, like the beginning chapters, you don't not much. I'm fucking stupid. Oh my fucking gosh. But yeah, tune in for chapter 3. I'm not sure if I'm gonna record it right now as well or if I'm just gonna wait for that was disgusting. I am so sorry. Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, overall, I don't know. Leave your questions down below. If you have any tips or things that you'd like for me to do, let me know. And Shibby's back. And I'm done. Bye.